In Brawl Stars, every update aims to add a new layer of excitement to the game, whether it's the new brawlers, fixing broken features, or enticing the community to play together with temporary events or community events. Brawl Stars players always have a reason to play their game. But what happens when they don't? What happens when the updates become so stale the game loses interest over time? This is what happened back in 2022. Back then, Brawl Stars was at an all-time low. After their latest peak in January 2020, of course due to the pandemic, Brawl Stars wasn't truly adding any major update. It was the same cycle of new Brawl Pass, new season, new skins, and a new chromatic brawler. So, players slowly started leaving the game, and that's when Brawl Stars knew they had to add impactful updates, such as masteries, power play, new player profiles, etc. And then they decided to take a big step, a risky one, by releasing Hypercharges in September 2023, inspired by evolutions that were released in Clash Royale in June 2023. Hypercharges were meant to add a new layer of depth into the game, because it's an extra button on screen that makes your brawler's super better, and it charges the same way as a super does. The community was divided on this new hypercharge thing. Some saw it as a new mechanic that added fun into the game, others saw it as a whale button, because whenever a brawler would get their hypercharge, they would minimum rise up to the A tier, sometimes S tier, becoming the best brawlers in the game. In fact, Shelly climbed up to the S tier, Bull to the A tier, Pearl was S tier, etc. And the moment Brawl Stars noticed this, they decided to adopt Hyperchargers as their new and lazy way to quote-unquote fix bad brawlers. And the most popular example is Sam, when he got his hypercharge back in the day when it used to charge in 2.5 supers. He became S tier, but only 2 days after, it got a completely fatal nerf, going from 2.5 to 5 supers to charge, and Sam fell to the F tier. And recently they made it so that it only needed 4 supers, but still he's being considered F D tier. Which proves that hypercharges should not be the way of fixing bad brawlers. Edgar, Jackie, Mr. P, Ruffs, so many brawlers which sucked, got their hypercharges, and sometimes it wouldn't even help because the hypercharge would not address their brawlers' problems. Like when Clancy's hypercharge was released, people were overhyping it, but it turned out to be garbage as a hypercharge. It only made his stage 3 even worse, and it didn't address his problem of being a polarizing brawler who becomes broken at stage 3 but is garbage at stage 1 and 2, and the worst part is that the hypercharge takes just the exact amount of time you need to get to stage 3 to charge. Now, with each brawler having a unique super, you'd expect hypercharges to be unique. Well, actually, they're really not. Sometimes they're even recycled. For example, Miko's with Otis's, Tara's with Spike's, Crow's with Clancy's, Buster's with Frank's. How can you give brawlers identical duplicate hypercharges? At least in Clash Royale Evolutions. Although they've been abusing the health and healing mechanics, at least they come up with something unique for each card. Skeletons duplicated with every hit. Battle Ram pushes back enemies in front, doesn't destroy itself on impact. There's so many unique things, and the community spams concepts, but Brawl Stars, what do they want to do? Draco, more projectiles, more range. Shade, always critical spot. What are these robotic hypercharges? They're just not unique at all. And hypers always seem to be polarizing. Sometimes they're 7k damage nukes like Chesters and Dynamites. Sometimes they're things the brawler completely doesn't need, such as Sprout's little damage zone 500 damage and Pearl's hypercharge. And don't get me started on those team wipe charges. Flippin' Mortis, Kaze ninja form. What is that? I believe this is all in protocol appeal to Timmy. I even call them diaper charges because they're just so easy to use, and there is zero way of outskilling them. It's like, wow, look at this guy. He has a purple button. Well, you're dead right now. And don't think that Brawl Stars isn't aware of this current state of hypercharges. In fact, they just put them in the shop for gems costing sometimes 500 gems, and back in the day 2,000, and you could only get them after a while with coins. How many coins? 5,000. The price of 2 star powers and a half, or better said, 2 star powers and a gadget for this new nuke button. And as the cherry on the top, you need to have your brawler power 11, as in power max, just to use these nukes. In Clash Royale, even if you've just unlocked the card, you can get its evolution. But in Brawl Stars, if you get a hypercharge out of a legendary star drop, or even a hypercharge drop if they're willing to give that, well, who said it had to be for the brawlers that you have power 11? You could be for a brawler you absolutely don't play and that is still power 1, and they just give you the hypercharge of that brawler. Like, yeah, just go play that brawler, please. No, I'm not. So with all this Yappuccino and Shabam said, how can we fix hypercharges? How can we just stop using them as the way to make bad brawlers temporarily broken and then nerf them into oblivion just as hard as Hank or Goblin Machine? So the first idea, which is not directly related to hypercharges, is to make, for example, upgrades not cost coins, only power points, maybe a bit more power points so that you could compensate, because everything in Brawl Stars requires coins. Want to upgrade the brawler? Coins. Gadgets? Coins. Gears? Coins. Star powers? Coins. Like, even, why do hypercharges need to cost coins too? Just make less things rely on coins. Another solution is to stop making broken hypercharges. You don't have to use a broken hypercharge to quote-unquote fix a bad brawler. It's like evolutions in Clash Royale, like when the Evolution Witch was released, we all know how busted she was, and players were forced to use the Witch, which is like a D-tier card, just to get the broken stage. Same thing with hypercharges. You have to play the garbage brawler just to get the shiny purple button of victory. Give those bad brawlers a proper rework, like with Bull and Doug. Brawl Stars succeeded, and for the first time in a while, Meg has finally reached balance. She's a B-tier brawler right now, okay? Some even say she's A-tier. If you could make Meg a brawler that you had to rework twice a balanced brawler, then you can do the same with other brawlers like Chuck and Ruffs. Don't give them purple buttons that either break them or absolutely don't help them. And this makes me wonder, what if Brawl Stars never released hypercharges? If you're interested in seeing that video, then comment down below and subscribe. That's it for the video. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one.